Good morning and happy Sunday. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for coming. Yesterday was amazing with Lama at the workshop regarding death, dying in the Bardo. If you had signed up but weren't able to attend, you will get a recording and then you'll be able to watch it. And it was awesome. Coming up on Saturday, July 20th, again, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. is Karma, the mysterious key to the universe. I'm excited because I want that key and I'm sure you want a copy too. Once that is done, Karma, if you sign up, you also get the recording and time to watch it. And then once it's done, both will be available for purchase so that you can watch them at your leisure at any time. Also coming up on September 21st, join Lama and everyone for a day-long virtual meditation retreat. And this is the reschedule of the June 8th retreat. And that will be absolutely a wonderful way to get ready for October. And so in October, we have the in-person retreat down at Wisdom House, Litchfield, Connecticut, from the 27th of October to Friday, November 1st. I've got that on my schedule, and I hope you all do too, because I want to meet each and every one of you before it starts, when we're having supper. So I hope you're going to be there. And everything, you can register for all three at zochen.org. And hopefully I'll see you there. Lama, when you're ready, thank you. And come on in. It's all yours.
Thank you, Door. Thank you, and nice to see you all on this peaceful summer-like Sabbath day. It's a great day to have a great day, don't you think? Other conditions and circumstances notwithstanding, whatever they may be. These are interesting times to be alive, aren't they? Let's make the most of it. Think less about what we are and think more, I think, about what we need to be, who we need to be. So let's have a moment of silence for all those suffering at the hands of aggression and war and anger and hatred and greed, especially in war-torn zones like Gaza, Ukraine, East Africa, and other places, so many, too many to mention, and places suffering from extreme erratic weather conditions, the environment being what it is in this time. Moment of silence, including all in our prayers and practices, in our sterling aspirations, in our good hearts, our Buddha heart, Jesus heart, the heart of it all, the heart of the matter, divine heart, love, unconditional. Moment of silence, solidarity, unity. United, we sit. Divided, we stress out. Mani Padme Hum. Om 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 Mani Padme Hum. The seed syllable in the heart of Shenrezi. Om Mani Padme Hum. Let's move from me to we. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mami pray me home. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 We see you all the way in Kansas City. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Padme Hum, who looks like a two-headed deity. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Let's love everybody. Om Mani Padme Hum. If it rhymes, it must be Dharma. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 So many blessed teachers, incarnations of Chenrezi, even alive today that we can see. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 May all beings be happy, content, and free. May all beings find ease and be carefree. Om Mani Padme Hum. Love to everybody. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Wishing others well. Wow. Om Mani Padme Hum. May have whatever they want and need. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 I think the needle is stuck in the groove, the wax record. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Wash, rinse, and repeat. Om Mani Padme Hum. In this karmic washer cycle to be free. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 How sweet it is. Imaho. Joyous Dharma of a wakefulness. May all beings realize it and benefit by it. Openness and awareness inseparable. This breath, only breath. This moment, only moment. Aware of awareness itself, awareness, aware of awareness. Mind to mind. Pay attention, it pays off. Mindful, attentive rather than mindlessly sleepwalking through life. Watch the arising and dissolving thoughts, arising and dissolving physical sensations. The breath, inhaling, exhaling, everything impermanent, ownless, changing, interconnected. Watch the arising, dissolving, and just stay in the still point at the turning, the still center of the axis of the axle of the turning wheel. Just staying in the center. Assume your Buddha seat. American Buddhas awaken, throw off your chains, your discursivity, and sense, cognize directly. Awakeful. Present with a capital P. Imao. Wondrous. Joyous. Awestruck. Openness and awareness is separable. Riding the breath out like a bubble turns inside out in the great sea from which it's never been apart. H2O through and through. Not two, not separate. Inseparable, interconnected, intermeditating, interbeing. Imao. Way to go. Just don't know. Open to the mystery. Just don't know. Aware. Awareness alone. Rigpa. Self-recognizing innate awakefulness. Eyes open, ears open, nose open, mouth open, throat open, deconstricted, chest open, heart open, diaphragm open, anus open, decontracted, relaxed, at ease. Everything open, open awareness, empty, open, luminous awareness, inseparable. Not hoping for anything to happen or fearing it. Nowhere to go, nothing more to do, nothing more to be right now. Just settle in the natural state, or whatever state you're in, will have to do. Organic awareness, non-meditation, unmeditation, undoing the habit of overdoing. Awareness, aware of awareness, awareness alone, naked awareness, pure presence, Rigpa, self-recognizing innate wakefulness, the Buddha mind, at work, at play, as is. Namaho. Way to go. Thank you. Love you. Sky gazing, space mingling, infinite dissolving, letting go, letting be. Letting go means letting come and go, friends. That's the secret. Not suppressing or throwing anything away. Letting be. Radical acceptance. Equanimity. Spiritual detachment. Being in it all, but not of it all. Emo. Open to the wisdom of allowing, the wisdom of being, just being with a capital B, hence, essence, essential being, your hence. Who's doing what around here anyway? open, friendly, accepting, even a little curious, wondrous, like a child. Wow, wow, wonderment. Longchenpa calls it wonderment. Wow, this, and this, wow, and this, and this. Wow, the dawn of creation. Right now. Mind the mind. Mind your own business. Stay alert. Om Tare Tu Tare Turiye So 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 Tare Tu Tare Turiye So homage to Tara, the female Buddha. Tare Tu Tare Turiye So Om Tare Tu Tare Turiye So Om Tare Tu Tare Turiye So Om Tare Tu Tare Turiye So homage to Tara, womb of enlightenment, mother of all the Buddhas, Mahaprajna Paramita, Om Tare Tu Tare Turiye So 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 Tara, turn this way, let me behold thee. Om Tare Tu Tare Turiye So bless us and power us. Tare Tu Tare Turiye So purify me, purify all. Tare Tu Tare Turiye So Om Tare Tu Tare Turiye So transform me, transforming the world. Om Tare Tu Tare Turiye So 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 Om Tare Tutere Tere Swaha Jetson Palmadoma Chenoji Denduna Kunlika So. At the end there, I chanted that 4-line shloka or verse. It's the first prayer to Tara I ever learned. Later, we learned the 21 praises of Tara and other things, the Tara mantra, etc. If you're interested, there are good books about Tara. You can just Google Tara. You'll find all kinds of things. I'm looking here. There's a big book called The Cult of Tara. Oh, here it is. If you're really an aficionado, you can read all about Tara, including mudras and mantras and origin story and the 2 kinds of Tara, white Tara of longevity and purity, and green Tara of liberating Buddha activity by Stephen Bayer, Cult of Tara. They have drawings showing you the hand gestures, the mudras and other things. Many things in there if you like to read and study these kind of things. Or about the goddesses, gods and goddesses of Asia, or the gods and goddesses of the Himalayas, or the Buddhist gods and goddesses, or whatever. Rich pantheon of interesting things with outer, inner, and subtle resonances and meanings and purposes. Archetypes, not separate eternal deities, archetypes or yidams in Tibetan. It's translated as deities, but it's really not separate permanent gods as we think of deities in the West in English. Meditation icons, archetypes, images. Look into the image and see one's higher self better, like a mirror, the magic mirror of mind. Tara, I love Tara. And Tara is the Yidam, or the guardian goddess, or the Dharma protector of the West, especially of North America, especially of these United States. They say that this world is her Buddha field, the Buddha field of infinite array of lotuses. That every woman is Tara, that every being is Tara, not just women. That every being is Tara, that we all have our own lotus floating on the lake of the clear light of the divine, this altar of the earth, and we're all the deities walking upon it. That's the sacramental vision, the sacred outlook, the pure perception practice of Vajrayana Buddhism, the Tantric Diamond Path, pure perceptions, seeing the Buddha, the light in everyone and everything. As Allen Ginsberg sings, or should I say shouts at the end of one of his long poems, "Holy, holy, holy." Yes. Thank you. Holy cow, as they say in India. Any questions or anything, please feel free.
I have one for you, Lama.
Okay.
And it says, I saw a young cat get hit by a car this week. My friend picked it up from the road and comforted it while it died. It was so awful and sad that my mind got stuck replaying the images of it for hours. Is there something we can do to help our animal co-dwellers to leave this life at such a moment? And is there a way to work with our minds and hearts in these moments?
Yeah, there's a lot there to feel into and think about. Poor kitty. So many beings dying and also being born even in this moment. But when your karma faces you with something like that right in your face, the death of a little, let's speculate, helpless one, you do want to do what you can, help ease them into death and into the light or into a better rebirth, or however you put it, whatever you think or believe in. It's kind of just at one level, may or may not be entirely congruent with ultimate reality, but it's good. It's the higher ground. It's raising our gaze from just being afraid of death or thinking, what about me? What if I get hit by a car? Giving ourselves that time, that moment, that energy to another being in need. There's a lot of things to say about how can we help that kitty or really any being at the moment of death or in the death process, over weeks, over months, or deathbed vigil. There were practices. Obviously, the whole religion arose in the world. Sociologists and historians say from people's need to cope with death and grief and loss. That was the origin of all the world religions millennia ago. We have prayers, we have practices, we have mantras, we have kind touch, liberation by touch. You can try to keep a peaceful atmosphere for them. You can protect them from being run over again or kicked to the side of the curb. You can hold them and cradle them. I remember holding my wife's kitty when several vets told us we had to put it down. I took that karma on myself. I didn't give him the shot, but Harry Peterson died in my arms, and I felt his heart stop, and I felt like taking him in and comforting him and helping him go where he needs to go and go with me where we're going. Make the karmic connection. To put it in English, make the karmic connection with your bodhicitta heart in that moment. Now, how you do that, do you light candles? Do you put incense and offer it to the Buddha or to the gods or something, or, the cat god? I'm trying to remember what the main god of Egypt, ancient Egypt, was the cat, maybe named Ra. Who can remember? A cat by any other name is still as divine. Tibetans, Vajrayanas practice Powa, consciousness transference, grabbing hold of their consciousness or attention and shooting it into the heart of the Buddha or into a pure land or a better rebirth. But all of these are very esoteric. How about just being there for them and not for you? That bodhicitta would already be massive and have its effects. Being there for other and not for you. Is this not the essence of being with the dying, whether it's an animal or a person, whether it's your beloved family member or someone you don't even know? It transcends personality. So there's a lot of things we can do. And I want to emphasize the last thing I said, because you don't need any special knowledge or language for that. You dig deep and be there for them, with them, as them, not just for you. Of course, you could chant the Medicine Buddha mantra or Vajrasattva's purification mantra or pray to Tara. Many things that people do. Now, the other part of your question is even a bigger question. How can I deal, and I forget what you said already, but it was something that deal with my mind and my emotions, I think you said, and I think we'll leave that for another day. But obviously, that's the whole teaching of the Dharma, about cultivating awareness in the present moment, so you're aware of your feelings, your reactions, your emotions, the sensations in your body at that moment that goes with the emotion, that goes with the reaction. Maybe your breath changes, maybe you feel anxiety or, physical sensations of unrest in your stomach, queasy and things like that. Being in touch is a good way to practice mindful emotional management or regulation. So I'm not going to talk about letting go. I've talked about that and other things that we could practice. Now, how we deal with the sadness, and again, that's a big subject, but there's nothing wrong with sadness, but sadness and grief is fine. And going through the 5 healthy stages of grieving that Elizabeth Kubler-Ross brilliantly delineates, look it up. And recognizing that sadness, happiness and sadness are just oscillations on the graph on one two-dimensional, dimension. But there's awareness that's like you poking through to another dimension. It's the big tiggly, more spherical than flatlands. So beyond happy and sad, not just devolving into grief and then into devolving into depression and giving up and hopelessness. Those are extremes, like elation and depression are extremes. Happy and sad is normal vacillation of the, flowing stream of the great Tao through us. We're supposed to have these feelings and emotions. It's partly survival instinct and evolution at work. If we didn't feel pain, we wouldn't avoid things that would kill us, like fire, and so on. So there's the wisdom or the healthy side of emotionality too. And let me just take a one part, and I don't know who I'm talking to exactly, but I'll pretend I'm talking to you, Dory. If you keep seeing it in your mind, it's like I hear people say, oh, I wish I hadn't seen that. Now I can't unsee it. So I don't know what thinking goes with that, but whoever asked the question, let's pretend it's you, Dory. You said something like, I keep replaying it or re-seeing it in my mind for hours and days. Now that's something you might have to work with, kind of getting stuck in that rut. Ruminating and perseveration, going around and around like a certain kind of animal, chewing its cud, camels, cows, ruminants, ruminating again and again, chewing the cud but not getting any nourishment out of it. But maybe it's self-soothing. Could be. Maybe there's that. Like in a rocking chair, you're not really trying to go anywhere, but maybe it feels good. And why not, if you're upset, to calm down? And maybe try to switch your attention to something else, see something else, visualize something else, go outside. And that wouldn't be the same as trying to suppress the memory, but loosen up this fixated, sort of like the movie is stopped and you're stuck with one frame of the millions. Who needs that? Go and watch the new movie In and Out 2. If you haven't seen In and Out 1, go and see that also. You'll learn a lot about emotionality, pretending to be about a teenager. But it's so much about all of us, who we are, and what the emotions are in relation to us. What's primary and what's secondary and so on. So maybe change the image or even visualize yourself as Tara or as a blazing sun. But I think going outside changes the mood a lot. And looking at things, like I could say beautiful things, but looking at, also ugly things or startling things will change that stuckness on that image. And it's hard to unsee some of these things. A lot of people watch the news a lot and maybe too much, and then you can't get it out of your head all day. It's good to start to understand about what's going on in this world. You're not seeing all the news. You're just seeing a very selected bunch of news, like newspaper men used to say. And it was probably men in those days. If it bleeds, it reads. If it bleeds, it leads. It's the leading story. We always hear about a factory fire in our city. We don't hear about a million other good things that are happening. Factory fire isn't exactly national or international news. Of course, it's important in that locale. But where's the good news? I want to tune into that channel. That's Buddha Vision. Where's the good news? I want to get that newspaper. I'm less interested in the news, as we call it, than in timeless. Thoreau said that. Don't bring me the daily news. I'm interested in the timeless. So that's a few thoughts. That was a big question there with 2 or 3 parts. Something for us all to think about, especially these days, not being a news junkie, but being an informed citizen. It's election year. It's an important time if we care about what's going on around us, even about the environment. Don't take it for granted that everybody is trying to protect the environment. In case you haven't noticed, even the Supreme Court just stuck it to the environment under the rubric of some other ruling. Any questions, please?
Thank you so much, Lama. That's all we have for today, but thank you so much for your answers and for leading today. Menla has something to say as well.
Thank you for being here. Always do, always do.
Menla runs a tight ship. Keeping us afloat.
Thank you, everyone, for being here today. And I want to remind you, we are in the middle of our semi-annual fundraising campaign, and Dory very nicely has put into the chat about how to donate and membership. But remember, we operate on your donations, so we ask you to continue your commitment by donating to the Zogen Center. Any amount is helpful, and it helps carry on Lama's mission of transmission. And membership, there's